Mahila, just want to give thanks to God and um, give all glory to God, man. You know, for all these deaths in the news, the Betty White and all of it, even if the Betty White is tonight or tomorrow night, or if it's on the 31st, I don't know. You know, whatever her true prophecy was, I did see a video of her that said, stick around, is what she said. But I know some people are hyped up on that star that gave them the spiritual armor and whatnot and made them have the strength of the food. And I just hope that you realize that it's a Revelation 17 trick, and that Revelation 17 is a trick in the Bible, and that the women don't have to do that. And you can see it in the music on these radio stations. You know, and a lot of them, they're iron mixed with clay because they bought into it and fed into that system. And then when they cut off, they had to be iron and clay. Like Doja Cat, like Taylor Swift, all of them. Taylor Swift, she's got a real dark song out right now. It's like in the background, you can hear it resonating, her voice. She says one word and it resonates. And then she says another word like that. It's not right how that music is it's she's doing a response to like what we did as a family on YouTube that was even broken, but that hopefully we're in unison now, and I want us to continue to grow in unison, but that we overcame that night with fierce strength from Ben V and Mr. T, like that night of the Cherishim, that we established, okay, this is the Sean Cassidy Banshee, whether or not it is the opposite Obama on the glyph, you know, with the pirate going down into the pineal gland. I don't know. I'm telling you what I experienced was Sean Cassidy Banshee, and it was a perfect Earth Adele, and the numbers were all spiritual that night. The numbers meant that it was a 52, and that it was the seven of the deadly sins response. It's as the JFK creature, and the mixing of that film with the librarian and all of that, the investigative approach. So that was dormant at this point, because I want to give glory to God. The reason for this video is to say I hope that I can listen again. And it's been so much noise with this craziness of this deal that some things got tuned out. But now I think I'm starting to listen again, and I want to thank God for that. And yes, the bridge in Pittsburgh, a guy with rectangle shades and a big hat, a big helmet hat that said Jones, and he had a flashlight on the right side of his helmet, and he had a walkie-talkie on his vest, like strapped to his vest, like a Napoleon type situation on his shirt. And that was a sign. They focused on him. The camera did an angle I've never seen before on CNN. They did such a close-up of his face. and you could see his eyes behind the rectangle shades that he had on that looked like a mixture of Blade mixed with like Spike Lee, and he was black, and that was this morning, really this morning, and I don't think anyone should be messing with the accounts. I don't think anyone should be doing any more 11 or 18 stuff. I think we're good. And if we go to 50 or if it's 51, whatever it is in this garden and start of the Bible significance, I don't know for sure, but there's something that is getting accomplished. And it happened with Bob Dole. Bob Dole was the spark for all this to get set in motion for these end times, for me personally, on this path of finishing this deal. Yes, it does show that we accomplish things whenever it was Lil Baby in the 421, and it was 329 at the 421 in March of 2020, or excuse me, March of 2021, excuse me. And like that could be that. See, we had to line up both the seals. That's what it was. I think the one seal was operating and then the other seal was operating with it. And they both lined up. It just took a little bit longer to get it to align. That's all that it was. So I want to acknowledge that right now, it looks like they're aligned. It looks like they're aligned like a constellation on Earth with this deal in the land and in the voice seal. Which I mean that in the Isaiah 50 sense, that you hear something and put it on paper and run the numbers on it. And then you're sealed by whatever it was that you see, that constantly whenever there's a spiritual transition in your life, you are sealed with what they said or what you saw on the news or read or what it was. So I just want to get this on record that right now it looks like they're aligned. It looks like the Adoha, Aharon Ipale, and the Levada are aligned. And they weren't aligned whenever it was 421 and 329. They weren't aligned then because it was a month later that DMX and Prince Philip died. And those are the brethren, and the others are the fellow servants that are related to Nevada. So for fulfilled, we'll see. I don't know. But, this is not a joke. I mean, I think that we're getting it done, and I'm feeling that I'm coming to a close with all this situation that has put a strain on my mind. And the thing is that at Canary, that put a strain on my mind too, in a different way. And that wasn't a good situation, really. It was good in the comfort of being able to go there and feel like I'm getting things done for the Lord, but that wasn't spiritually. I don't think it really is a good place, really. I went there today and I had to leave, because I couldn't I couldn't write the way I wanted to write, and it just wasn't what it needed to be. And that that is some of that pack mindset, man. It's that pack mindset when they're in that zone, and it's fierce, man. It really is. Like, I shouldn't have put myself there as an outlier, like even as an exile. I shouldn't have done that I, because that's their place. That's like, and then it's mixed in with the left side is the John. It's all horses on the left side. So if I'm sitting on the left, and it's, it's their, it's their why, it's their why that they achieved, that was put upon them. It was put upon them, and they reap the benefits of it today through their stars. And I was sitting on the left side with the horses, and that was like they despised me in that moment. And I don't think I can go back there, man. Like, something is not right with that. Like, no, they weren't like against me. It's that they know that it's not right. Like, they might be like, I need to smarten up a little bit, but they wouldn't say that. They would never say that. I don't know, man. Yes, I'm learning as I go. Yes, I'm guessing a little bit because I've never done this before. That's all it is. Like, we're getting things done. And I'm sorry, but this is the way it is. Like, I'm saying truth. Like, it's not, my visions are not made up. Like, even if they tried to detract me, like, they can't do it. Like, yes, both sides have to be done. I understand that. Both sides have to be done. But you can't be accomplishing my writings that aren't meant for this time. They're meant for the end of the age. They're meant for superhuman, as it is written in my mind. They're not meant for, okay, let's trick everybody on YouTube's for right now to do what he says. That's not what it is. The things that I said to do, excuse me, listen to me. Don't get distracted by my cough. I'm sickly. The things that I said to do were for the head wounds and the leg wounds. The map out. Because I knew that was correct. I felt in my heart that was correct. The head wounds and all that. And I don't mean be a slave, but I mean luck is involved. And God helps people. I realize that. He's helped me. Sometimes I don't acknowledge it, but he has helped me. And I know it's crazy things that I've said to do, but that's what I thought the map out was. But now it seems we have it we have it in the superhero way that was meant to be. That the Hopis wanted, that the natives wanted. So don't ever forget that. Because this is what it's supposed to be. And it's not. It's not the why, man. It's not. Yes, there's truth in the flux capacitor, but it's not the Revelation 17. Don't let your girl get tricked. Because that's not what it is. I'm speaking to anyone on YouTube's who's figuring out these things. It's a trick. It's not. It's a spirit. And Grox even said that one time, that it's a spirit. And he said many things one time. And it's not about saying that he's evil. It's not about that. That's not what it's about. So, thank you. Have a good night.